Ladies and gentlemen, please help welcome back to St. Petersburg the 2011 Indy 500 champion, Dan Wheldon, his wife Susie, and his son Sebastian. I'm presenting Dan with a photograph of the victory podium of the 2005 Honda Grand Prix of St. Petersburg when Andretti Green Racing went 1, 2, 3, and 4. Dan was our race champion, and also on the podium, his boss, the car owner for the Indy 500 RAS team, Brian Herta. So Dan, congratulations. I'll hold on to this, and this will go up to your house.
Thank you, St. P, and thank you all for being here. You know, for me, this is obviously a very special occasion. You know, since moving to St. Pete in 2005, I've been embraced, and my family's been embraced by the community. And, you know, truly all the support that we've shown, and particularly this year with the fact that I haven't been full-time, has been absolutely phenomenal. And I truly thank you all for that. Without you, I couldn't have achieved certainly what I've done, so thank you.
Well, welcome to Jannus Live, and welcome our hometown hero, Dan Wheldon, back to St. Petersburg. We are extremely proud of Dan. So how many of you watched that race? Okay. Close your eyes and let's start with the white flag, okay? Because you got to picture this. This was Dan's one shot this year up to that point. New team, Brian Herta. They announced it here at the Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, okay? So he's racing against Andretti Motorsports, Penske, Ganassi, all of these big shots, okay? And Dan and Brian Herta, and with his new team, they get in this car. Consistent all day long. They're up in the top of the field, working through traffic. I'm not sure anybody pictured him being in victory lane, except Dan knew. Dan knew, you knew. So white flag, J.R. Hildebrand, National Guard team. Great kid. I had lunch with him here at the race. Good kid. Comes through turn 4. And the expression on your face was, you couldn't believe it. Dan just said he had the same expression. But there was Dan. And this guy proved it wasn't about, I mean, and he'll tell you all sorts of things. The team, the pit crew, those going over the wall, the car, the setup, the engineers, the power. He'll say all of that, and it's true. But this guy proved he could have driven a phone booth that night. And I'm telling you, this guy drove his heart out. He drove for his teammates. He drove for his mom. He drove for you. And this guy came out of turn 4 and went right through, took the checkered flag, took it to victory lane.
We have this proclamation we're going to read to you here. This is whereas Dan Wheldon was predestined to become one of racing's greatest figures from his earliest days in go-kart racing at age 4, wow, to his ranking as IRL IndyCar Series Rookie of the Year in 2003. And whereas Dan has started 132 races with 92 top 10 finishes and 62 within the top 5. And boy, that's a hand. You can give me a hand for that. That's pretty impressive. Whereas St. Petersburg had the honor of meeting Dan Wheldon in 2005 when he not only made the Sunshine City his home, but also was the proud champion of the inaugural Honda Indy Grand Prix of St. Petersburg the same year. And whereas his win in St. Petersburg propelled Dan to break the record for the most IRL victories in one season, winning 6 races, how about that, including his first Indy 500 and taking the 2005 Indy Racing League's IZOD Car Series Championship. And whereas during the past two seasons, Dan has had 2 second-place finishes at Indy 500 and the greatest spectacle in racing. And whereas his perseverance was rewarded this year with a stunning win during the final lap of the 2011 Indianapolis 500 during the race's 100th anniversary year, bringing the Borg-Warner Trophy home to this great city. And whereas during the last 6 years, Dan has distinguished himself in our community as a role model, a great sportsman, a wonderful family man, and I will attest to that. Wonderful family man, a dedicated charitable champion for Alzheimer's, and a superb Sunshine Ambassador to the city of St. Petersburg. Now, therefore, and I'm going to say it's Bill Foster and the members of the St. Pete City Council do hereby proclaim Tuesday, June 7th, 2011, Dan Wheldon Day.
I'm going to propose a toast to our hometown hero, Dan Wheldon. We couldn't be any more proud. God bless you. Whoa.
Milk tastes good when you're an IndyCar driver.